Good morning. It's Monday, Monday, Monday. Let's see if I'm live. Drop me a comment if you're here. It is Monday, at least where I live, and I just found out there's a Pittsburgh, California. So I'll be talking to you about that in a moment. Drop me a comment if you're here. In the meantime, I will see if I'm live. Okay, looks like I am. I'm not crying for some reason. My eyes are watering this morning. All right, there I am. Now I got to figure out. Oh, there I go. All right. Drop me a comment if you're here. I'm having my first cup of tea, but I plan to move that into my second. I have a quick project to do before I leave that I was supposed to do this weekend. And of course, I didn't do it. Are you there? There we go. Hi, Kathy in England. Nice to see you. It's probably fairly late there, I'm guessing, or maybe it's dinner time. I know it's okay. All right. People are logging in, which is good. Oh, swipe left. Oh, there we go. Hi, Denise. Good morning. Good morning, Jan Golden. Hello. How are you? Thank you for joining us live. I do have a special guest today. And good morning, Jan. Your order's going out this morning. I meant to tell everybody if you order anything, I want to see your work. So I need to figure out how to email everybody back and tell them that or just spread the word. Good morning, Cecilia. How are you? You're in California. Good morning, Anne. Oh, it's only the afternoon in England. I don't know why I keep getting notifications, but I guess your Prime Minister has changed because I keep getting notifications about that. I don't know why they think I know anything about politics, but I saw that and I am so dang excited. You know what? I need to go in and change that email where it says, we're processing your order. We want to see your work. I know I can do that. That automated email. That's okay. And I swear, Jan, if you beat me on making the example, I'll be using yours as the example. Okay. Good. I like to see everybody's work. Sometimes I don't get to see it. All right. Good morning. Good morning. I have a special guest this morning, and we'll start right at 8 o'clock. We have 2 more minutes. She was directly on time. I love that. Did you guys check out the interview that I had with Caroline on Saturday? Probably meant meant so much to me. It was great. Even my cousin Benjamin, so if he tunes in today, he saw that, which was so nice. And he let me know that his daughter, what would my cousin's daughter be? My cousin's daughter to me? Anyway, is really loves my art. So I said, send that girl out to me. That's what I said. But it was nice. My cousin tuned into something that was so sweet, meant so much to me. Yes, Caroline was so wonderful. Jan said she's laid up a bit, so she has loads of time. Okay, Jan, you are assigned to do the Joy and the Peace banner, and then I want to see what you come up with versus what I come up with. That is Jan. That's your Tracy Weinzapfel's artist assignment. Okay, come up with something wonderful. You know what? I should have a team of people. I need a team of people. That's what I need. All right. Well, good morning. Yesterday I went, it was my friend's husband's heavenly birthday, and us 3 girls decided to go to brunch. I hadn't been to brunch in a long while on a Sunday. And then she and I, somebody's going to correct me on that, went to go see Ticket to Paradise. I hadn't seen a movie in a long while. I tend to fall asleep, especially in those recliner chairs. And we had a cocktail. So that was like the recipe for a good 2-hour nap. The tickets were only like $9 or $10. So that was a $10 nap in my mind. But I only napped during the wedding, and it was actually a really cute movie. So if you're looking for a good, cute little movie for girls or women, because my girlfriend and I saw it, I wouldn't take a date to it. It was really nice. Yeah. And then I came home and took a nap because I was so tired from my nap at the movie theater. So I had to take a nap from my nap. And actually, I only missed the wedding part. My friend said I fell asleep for probably 5 or 10 minutes, so I did pretty good. Okay, that was 100% grammatically correct. I made a thank you. Speaking of grammar, I made a thank you that said, do something creative every day. I have had that on my wall for 1,000 years. It's been my saying for 1,000 years. So my thank you is a little ornament that says, do something creative every day with my logo. I like to send thank yous with my orders. And no less than like 2 people, the grammar police, were out and corrected and said it should be every day. But I've looked it up and every day is one word. So I'm either sending something out that is grammatically incorrect and I'm going to be corrected, or I just deleted the comment, which I did. Because I agree. Maybe it should be every day. Maybe it's every day. That depends on how you say it. However, I looked it up. So if you're getting an ornament for me that is grammatically incorrect, it's a thank you. You can throw it away. Get over it, folks. Life's too dang short. Thank you, Jan. You're getting one of them. I believe it's in your package. So do something creative every day, or do something creative every day. Okay, just do something creative every day or every day. I don't know. All right. It was so funny. So I'm going to send it out. I'm not going to, I made a bunch of them and it will make something wonderful with it. Thank you. It's raw wood. Make something wonderful. Okay. Without further ado, the doors to your artful journey are closing this evening at midnight, I believe, Pacific Standard Time. I don't know that to be the time, but if you want to join, today is the last day. I will give that link. And oh, good morning. I love that. Thank you ornament from last order. I'm trying to change it up. I want to give something free with every order. I just ordered official thank you stickers and thank you postcards because I just want to thank people for supporting my small business. So you can do something creative every day or every day. All right. Good morning, Jill. So if you'd like to join your artful journey, you can join. Remember, I'll talk about it after, but you get the content from day one from Mixed Media Makers and your artful journey, all one big happy group right now. And I would like to introduce a member of your artful journey. One of my most favorite things to do when we open the doors, because there's 2 of them, we open the doors to your artful journey is we like to get to know our members. And so on Saturday, I spoke to Sweet Caroline. And today I get the honor of speaking with Mariana. She
Either
says
one.
as long as if there's an A at the end of it, even though Mariana is a beautiful name, I'm introducing you to the one and only who lives in Pittsburgh, California.
Mm-hmm.
So let's do a sound check. Can we hear you? Say hello. Introduce yourself.
Hello, can you hear me? Yay. Okay, cool. So Mariana Harris, and I live in Pittsburgh, California, which is halfway between Sacramento and San Francisco. So just outside of the Bay Area. I've been married for like too many years to count, and I have a 24-year-old daughter who went to UC San Diego, which is why I know where you were eating at BJ's. I'm like, we used to eat there all the time.
Yes.
So she's currently at Cal State Long Beach, finishing up her joint MBA, MFA master's program because COVID broke.
You did not succeed with that one at all.
Well, she has a job. She has a great job. It starts in June.
She tried a little bit. So UCSD to Long Beach and working.
Yeah. She's moving. I mean, it's in Seattle, so that's far, but yeah, she has a grown-up job with a 401k and a salary and benefits and all the things. I can't.
Do you mind me asking, what did she major in?
So her undergrad, she had a theater with a double minor in cognitive design and literature because she decided she wanted to go into marketing. And so her MBA, MFA is what she's getting her master's degree in. So Yeah. So she's going into
Wow.
marketing, social media marketing for the company she's going to be
You
working
could have done a little better, but okay.
No, she's a
Very, very commendable for her and you, because you know how hard it is. I have a 25-year-old as well, and to 20, well, turning 21 in less than a month. And these poor kids with what they have to deal with to get in schools, and that also drags the parents through the same process.
Oh, it was so sad. She graduated with honors and cum laude, whatever thing from my living room because the world was broken and it was sucked.
Yeah. Yes, I understand totally. My twins did the same thing. I understand completely. And my son gave his salutatorian speech and recorded it, and we listened to it in the car driving through to pick up his paper diploma. So I get you, girl. Okay, tell us a little bit about your art journey, because I happen to see that it has put you in a beautiful space.
Yeah, so my family is pretty artistic, but I never was, and to some extent it's because they were so artistic. My little, stick figure drawings were not up to snuff and there was lots of criticism, so I never did art. Never. Art was not my thing, but I crafted, which to me is a different bucket. So my mom and I always did crafts, but my aunt, when I was pregnant with my daughter, she gave me for Christmas like 2 little packages of patterned paper and 3 pairs of deco scissors and some glue. And like the rest of the world took off. My great grandmother had died a couple years before, and I inherited a box of photos that had no names, no dates, no places, no nothing. So I had no idea what they are. And I was determined that my daughter would not inherit that. So I was on a quest to scrapbook all the things. And my aunt gave me a stamp. And I'm like, oh no, I don't want a stamp. I'm just gonna do scrapbooking. Yeah, no, that didn't clearly last because like I have a billion stamps up there. But then you know, by the time 2020 came with the pandemic and stuff, all the pictures are scrapbooked and I could only make so many cards and mail so many cards. And I had to find something to do because the together time with my husband was I was going to kill him. So I was looking online for other things and I have watercolors and stuff. And a friend of mine said, well, you should watch Tracy's Wednesday uh, demos. I'm like, okay, who's Tracy and what is she doing? So I tuned in one Wednesday and actually I pulled out my very first Tracy picture right there. That was my first attempt at a Tracy picture in August of 2020. And now I have like 15 of these that are done. And yeah, it's sort of exploded. So now in addition to scrapbook stuff and stamping stuff, I have watercolor stuff and acrylic stuff.
Yeah, but it's all stuff that you can use together.
Yes, absolutely. And I do everything, but because I compartmentalize, it all has to be in its own spot.
I literally can't tell from how organized your space is behind you.
Yeah, it's pretty organized.
I feel like I have the same organizational disease that you have.
And I have to clean up everything between every project. Like put everything, even if I'm going to use it again, I have to put it all away.
Me too. 100%. It goes literally away, or if I feel like I'm going to need it again, it goes in like a bin like this, just so I can keep it all together, and then it has a space.
Exactly.
Oh, I like you even more. Oh my goodness, we have so much in common. So tell me, are you a member of your Artful Journey, Mixed Media Makers, both? Tell me about that journey.
Both. Yes. So I was super hesitant about mixed media stuff because I don't like my hands being messy. Like I have 1,000 wet wipes on my table because I can't be sticky. And so I'm like, I don't know if mixed media is going to be my thing because I just don't do messy. And now it's your fault because I started doing that. I actually even like my extra paint from stuff I started doing like for background because I can't waste the paint, right? Because
yes,
that would be, heretical or something. So yeah, no, now I have like 3 journals going and all different stuff. It's just quite crazy. I never thought I would be that person.
I love it. And you know what? Even though mixed media is a little bit messy, I mean, I see people who do it far messier than I do. I do think there is some cleanliness in the chaos sometimes. And it's fun to just layer things. And that's what they make paintbrushes for. I mean, I use my fingers a lot, but I'm one of those people who likes to have a manicure all the time and clean hands. So there are ways to be clean while you're doing it. It's not the best. And Anne just said she loves the show and tell. I do as well.
Well, I thought, what am
So,
I going to talk about? So that's why I'm like, I got to pull the first one out. But I'm
well,
really,
I do have to say, I said, oh my goodness, if I were having to follow Caroline, because Caroline was just
she was
Caroline,
very cute.
I would literally call Tracy and be like, I'm not going on. But the one thing I do want to say about you, and we just talked for 4 minutes right before we got on. You have a dedicated space for your art. And we just talked about, you said, well, I don't know what I have to add. However, here's the thing, you have a dedicated space for your art, and that all started somewhere. So tell me about your room because it's gorgeous.
Thank you. So it started with that little piece, those two little pattern paper packets and deco scissors that lived in a little file folder for a while, and then I graduated to a box with hanging files that had different colors papers in it, and then I got a banker's box that had papers in it, and then that went to this big rolling toolbox thing. And then from the toolbox thing, it went to, I have my big XXL scrapbook thing. And then when we when we bought this house, we actually had it built. We bought it brand new. And so there's only three of us, my husband, my daughter, and I. And we had to build a 5-bedroom house because the secret to being married is separate offices.
Oh, that's the secret.
That's
Thank
the
you. I
secret.
didn't know.
You're welcome. So we obviously we have the master bedroom, and then my daughter's room, and then we have the library extra bedroom because I also like books, like a lot of books. I have a book room, and then my husband has his little office, which is about half the size of mine. But one of the options. Okay, but there's a reason. One of the options that we had when we built the house was that we could either have a 3-car garage or we could have 5 bedrooms. So we opted for the 5th bedroom. So my office is the size of like part of the garage, right? But I shared with my daughter when she was little. So I actually had 3 desks in here
Yep.
because we want to monitor your kid when they're little online and stuff. So it wasn't until she was in high school, I think, that she got a laptop and her desk went away and I got the whole room. so, so it's been a process.
Well, it's something that you get to show, like it depends on where you are in your crafting, art, whatever journey. Some
Yeah.
people want it to be a business, some people just want it to be a hobby. But I get a lot of people who ask me, I just have a closet or I just have a table. There are workarounds. I do have to say that after a while, I do feel like your supplies start to
They explode.
they do. They give birth to one another. And all
They
of a
do.
sudden you have no idea how it happened. And then you're building a room. So I totally get that. And I think, though, it's an inspiration for somebody who's just starting and wondering what could it be. And we're all in different places, ages, wage groups, that kind of thing. I started this.
There it
Yeah.
goes.
I started my business on like a women of prayer. I had 3 small children at home, just like you said. My desk or my first it was a fold out table, started in my living room so that I could be close to my kids because they weren't allowed to. First off, I had twins that would get into everything,
Oh my gosh.
but I had to be in the room with them at all times.
Yep.
And then eventually, where I built my office, I have a double door that goes to my living room because I still wanted to be separate, but I wanted to have the doors wide open, and it was never like mom was not part of the family. Plus I had to see what they were getting into. The twins would crawl on everything.
I bet.
I was like, I think the worst time was when I made their Halloween costume and they were thing 1 and thing 2, and I bought black fabric paint. And I woke up and I looked at their little bodies and they were covered at the age. I need to find those photos. Black fabric paint. And The fact that the day before I made those costumes and used like just a little bit out of the tube, I thought, I'll never use this again. I should throw it away. Nope. I kept it on top of my desk. And there was a trail. I just got my carpeting replaced. There was a trail of little footed pajama feet all through my living room. And I was like, oh my God, it's black fabric paint.
Those are the best stories. At the time, they suck, but now they're great.
Well, and it was one of those things where you like panic and you just start to like, and then I called my friend who owned a carpet cleaning business on a Sunday, and he was like, do me this favor, let it dry, let it just sit there, let it crust over, don't rub it in. And I was like, okay. Yeah. My girlfriend's daughter, who's the same age as the twins, they were born days apart, got into red lipstick. Covered head to toe. And to this day, that's my favorite photo of her from head to toe. Red lipstick all over the walls, all over her. Well, I absolutely love it. What is your favorite part of either your artful journey or mixed media makers? Because now they're one.
Right. So actually, my favorite part is inspiration. I struggle with a blank page. I will come in and go, okay, I want to make something. And then I have no idea what to make. And I can go, I've actually done it a lot of times, go into the vault and check out what's in there, or go to your page and see what you've done. And I try not to like totally, do it exactly, but I have a really hard time with what do I want to make. So yeah, that's my favorite part, is having all the different inspiration, all the different ideas and techniques, and just when I need to make something because it's either that or strangle someone, I can come and find what I can make. It makes my soul happier.
Well, I love this because Cecilia said, yes, indeed, the secret to a happy marriage is separate offices.
Absolutely.
And you've got a lot of people who are saying, I'm sure we all share a similar progression in our craft supplies, because everything is transforming. The funny thing was, when we just did that fall banner, I went back and used leaf stamps that I had probably, I don't know, 20 years ago. And so that ended up being something that I was pulling out. First off, I had to frantically look for them because they were buried. But I was organized enough to go, oh, thank God I didn't get rid of those. And so now I had people looking for those leaf stamps. And I was laughing because I was like, I don't even think these are made anymore.
Probably not. Yeah, I definitely used my leaf stamps and die cuts and stuff for it.
Now, I know I do mixed media on various surfaces. Are you also doing those mixed media projects in your art journal? Are you moving on to Canvas? Like, are you?
So yeah, so we just redid my closet this summer, and then we painted the bathroom because it's like next to the closet. And we were talking about the fact that we don't have anything hung up on the walls in the closet, in the bathroom, because like, you don't. Nobody goes to bed but us, right? And my husband says, well, we should hang something on the wall. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it'd be really fun. I could do some canvases or whatever. And he's like, no, I think we can find other art to put up there. And I'm like, okay, I guess I'm not doing any canvases now.
Yes, you need to. Yes, you need to.
Okay, but my hard part is the reason I never did art before is because I wanted what I made to have a purpose. And it took me 20 years to realize that sometimes the purpose is just to make me happy.
Inner peace.
And I'm still struggling now the art journals make me happy, but I haven't, putting things on the wall hasn't gotten there yet. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
does.
Especially if I have no wall to put them on, because he's saying, no, don't put that on the wall.
Well, it is funny too. I don't really, like you, my space has gone up. But what I did, and I probably should share it again, is I have a wall just to the left when you walk out of my studio, and I did those little wall shelves, and they're just staggered. I should share a photo of that. I used to be a photographer, and people would laugh. They'd walk in and go, I don't see one picture of your family. I'm like, I'm too busy photographing weddings. I don't have time for my own family to photograph them. Plus, they hate to get their picture taken.
I was say they argue, right?
Yeah, I was like, it's not worth it. I get paid to listen to somebody else's kid argue about their family photos. Why would I do it to my own?
Right.
But that is where I put my art and I change it out. So and it's just those floating little shelves, but it's my way. And somebody walks into my studio and they go, "Oh, so I too had a very hard time with doing something that wasn't like, it didn't have a purpose. Like my scrapbooks had a purpose, but
Mhm.
eventually I was, oh my God, my kids, I was thinking one day their poor spouses, when I go, oh, here are their photos, and there's boom." Yeah, and I do. Jean just wrote this, and I love this. She said, "Love your art and trust yourself.
Aw.
It may not be perfect, but my art is up all over my house." I find when you start to display it, that in itself has a chain reaction, and I think it is an amazing thing. I think Donna, I believe it was Donna Worthy, and if I have this wrong, she just shared when she did the fall banner thing that she has one shelf where she's putting all of her art, and then she hung the fall banner underneath. I do think that once you start to do it, people start to notice it, and it, you don't live complete. I'm sure every now and again, even a handyman walks in, and you're like, "Oh, look, I painted this." Sandra said, "I have a wall I hang art on, and I change it out. I used to put photos, but my grandkids, my tall grands would knock them off." So yeah, I feel like displaying your art, and I think in the path of your artful journey, we did talk about that from like start to what are you going to do with it. I also have people who sell their prints now,
I,
making a copy of it, putting it on a card. Or it's just like you said, it's inner peace and you do it for your happiness.
yeah, I definitely do. I make a lot of cards, and I definitely put paint stuff to go on cards. But I have the inner critic that was the outer critic from other people say, "Oh, that's really cute, but if you just done this, but if you just done that." So that tape is in my head, and
Yeah.
it's really hard to get rid of that tape. But if it's in a journal, I can close it up and then not hear that person in my
Well, and the other thing you mentioned is coming from an artistic family. Sometimes, and I've heard this over and over. I have a friend named Jean, and her sister was like the art major. And Jean is really, really, really talented. And until she started doing like her own thing and separating herself from the pack, I was telling her, she was like, now my sister's jealous because my art makes me happy and her art is like work. And I was like, well, at the end of the day, I do like the inner peace part of that, but I do think you should be sharing your art. And that's the one thing about your artful journey and being in the Facebook community. You get to share your art with like minded souls working on the same similar thing, but not so similar. We all do it different.
Honestly, the first time I actually shared anything in the group, I was petrified because I thought it looked fine, but then every time I look at someone else's, I go, "Oh, I should have done that. Oh, I should have done that. Oh, but that looks so cool." And I didn't come up with it, but it's been very satisfying and affirming to share within both of the groups and have people say, "Oh my gosh, that looks great. Oh, I like how you did that." And then I look back and go, oh, "Okay, so it wasn't so bad. It was okay."
Well, and that's where I think we start to learn a little bit of grace with ourselves. I always used to say, stop picking out what you don't like and pick out the one thing that you do like,
Mm,
because that's something that brought you joy and that peace. So take it on and do it on 10 other pieces and keep throwing things in until you find the recipe that you come up with your own art voice. It's like a recipe of 10 things, and that's okay if you do them over and over and over again. I can't tell you the number of times I've used teal. Just happens to be my favorite color and brings me joy.
well, and your just a piece of paper thing super helped. That was one of the first things you said, one of the first demo that I did. And I'm like, okay, you're right. It is a piece of paper, but I'm a paper hoard.
I don't know that I should say somebody that it's just a piece of paper and you're like, but I used to remember too collecting scrapbooking paper and saying I was keeping it for the perfect layout, that special occasion. I've seen too many people and been to too many estate sales, and I've noticed that lady was waiting for the perfect time too, and
Yeah.
she didn't get that opportunity. If
I
you
actually
buy it, use it.
I do. I am a user. Absolutely. But I still save every little scrap. And then when I scrap box gets too big, I donate it to the kindergartners so that they
Yep.
can use every little scrap because they do. But so what I started out was using was cheap paper, like
Yeah.
not copy paper, but like super cheap scrapbook paper. And then when I wasn't getting the results, then I like graduated. But oh yeah, no, I definitely I use my products, Julie. You know I do.
Oh my God, I love it. I feel like we're starting a scrapbook hoarder anonymous group because look what's happening now. Everybody's standing up and going, I am a scrapbook hoarder.
No, I definitely use my paper, but but when I use it for stuff, it's art wasn't I wasn't good at that. So it didn't feel like I should use it. But I've grown from there.
Well, can I ask, you said you have a number of journals now. How is it feel finishing and completing like your first journal?
Oh my gosh, it was the best thing ever. Ever. Actually, I'm the person who loves finishing up a post-it package. Like I it's a sense of accomplishment. I mean, it's weird. I'm weird. Okay. So when I get to the end of a journal or whatever and I fill something up, it's like the best feeling because it feels a completion. It feels like it's finished. And although I went back and I painted the other side of some of the page of the early ones.
Yeah.
So
Well, and it's funny too because when I'm done with a journal, and I'll go back now. I'm making more of my own now, but like I have some that are hand sewn. I wish I had the one that's in my brain. I might have it. Hold on. Sometimes I keep that one handy because I guess I don't. I graduate them, but it's funny. In this one journal, it's probably like I don't know my fifth one or something. In the book, I go through, I page. This one was front to back, front to back, front to back. But one, I drew something. I didn't really all out like what I drew. And it was like every page is colored, colored, colored. In this book, that is one incomplete page. And I've left it. And I thought, somebody asked me, why wouldn't have you gone back? I'm like, I'm not in that headspace, but I don't like to tear stuff out. And it reminds me, this is still complete, even though it's incomplete, and my brain just has to move past it.
it's where you were when you did it.
Yeah. So and Debbie just said, with your artful journey, you get Tracy time, our behind the scenes crew, and our tribe who truly become family. Win, win, win. I need to be, oh, wait a minute. I love this. I need to learn to be a completer. I have so many unfinished projects. Now, Pam, I will say this about myself, and my dad and I talked about this one time, especially when it comes to like home projects. I am a finisher.
Mm-hmm.
When I start something, I finish it. My brother is a starter and he gets to 90 to 95%. I love you, Tim. If you're watching this, I love you. That does not bode well with my brain, but I do have a mural in my garage and people keep asking, is it done? Is it done? It isn't done. I have a lot of other projects I've moved on to, but I will finish it. It's just the one thing. I am not I always say if you're taking my classes, finish the project here because I know half of you are going to take it home and it'll sit in some pile on the UF unfinished, whatever.
Yes, UFOs.
Yes. So I'm at peace with that if you're at peace with that. But for me personally, I like to work from start to finish. It's just the way my brain works. Okay, you too. I kind of
Super linear.
Linear. That's it.
Yes. I had to scrapbook my pictures in order because I couldn't jump around to all different dates. Yeah, super linear.
Yeah. Now I do have to ask one more question before we go. Well, actually, I have two. One more. Is your daughter, does she like art?
So she is an amazing artist. Oh my gosh. I have little but her medium is clay. And so I have little figures that she sculpted all over the house. But we used to have a problem when she was little because she'd want to come in and play with my toys. And that was not going to work because she was a little kid and she, didn't take care of them. So she had her own separate art supplies. And now she doesn't have time, but she actually does graphic stuff on her iPad. She draws all the time on that. And she's doing an animation course right now. So yeah, she's crazy artistic.
Okay.
She can also sing. So
See, I was
Without
questioning that because my son too went to UCSD or goes to UCSD. He's
Mhm.
currently going, and you have to be very smart to get in there. Number one,
Very. Yes.
yeah, and his brain, like, I mean, I love to talk to him, but he's a computer science major, so
Oh,
I
dear.
understand about 14% of what he says.
Yeah.
Uh, but he is. We joke, and he's like, "Mom, thank you. I got into UCSD because of some of those completed art projects that that was one thing that he wants nothing to do with. But my daughter
Aw.
goes to Santa Barbara, and all of her roommates, they've taken paints and go to the Dollar Tree and buy stuff. They're covering their wall in their own art, and that's what they do to relax. So
She does that. She did that in undergrad for sorority stuff. They painted tons of things for sorority stuff. So yeah, no, she definitely is very artistic. Crazy.
yeah, I'm always curious about that because, like, my
Mhm.
son just cracks me up that he's like, nope, mom, if it involves, I think what he says to me too, oh, gal, I hope this is the last paper I ever have to write. Like, he's a good writer, but
Yeah.
he just hates it. So I was like,
Aw.
okay. So if anybody is thinking about joining your artful journey, is there something that you would say to them?
I would absolutely say do it. It was one of the best decisions that I did to help me join a community that was supportive and helpful and get inspiration and try new things. I have stuff in here that I would never try, like ever. And it gave me the push to get out of my comfort zone, get out of my own way, and um, try new things and find some fun and peace and happiness and not murder my husband while the pandemic was going on. 'Cause that was a real
It's so true.
possibility.
Is there something you want me to use that you haven't seen,
Um, I
or just
honestly,
keep surprising you?
yeah, yeah, you've been saying a few times that people say, I don't just draw flowers. Draw the freaking flowers. I
I know.
love drawing flowers. So don't listen
I
to those
It's
people.
something I love. It's something that makes me happy. And at the end of the day, I think part of merging your artful journey and mixed media makers was I'm trying to make an awful lot of people happy. And I realized, here was this compartment and here was this compartment. But I realized anything that we do that is mixed media
Yeah.
can be done in your art journal. You
And
don't
that's
have
what I
to go
do.
you're a perfect
Yeah.
example of that. And I'm glad because I feel like sometimes people don't look at the bigger picture and go, I don't have what you have. So that's their excuse not to do it.
No.
Just do it in your art journal. You could have done the fall banner that we just did all
Yeah.
in your art journal.
Yeah.
That's it. Every page could have been a different background. So
Agreed.
I feel like now by putting those two groups together, I'm able to spend more time creating and coming from that space versus trying to make 1,000 people happy because it's been really, it's fun, but not everybody's happy.
Well, I have to tell you, the first time when I watched you the first time and you're like, no, no, pull out a Sharpie, no pencil. I'm like, oh my God. I could not talk about out of my comfort zone. And then I did. And now when I like sometimes I moonlight with other artists to see what they're doing.
But that's part of no, that's not moonlighting. That's taking, I've learned
Yeah.
from many mentors in my world. I'm
They
not going to be your whole world.
when they pull out a pencil, I'm like, no, no, I'm gonna watch this and then pull out my Sharpie. Because you're right.
It's,
There's erasing sucks and there's
oh,
too much.
yeah. Well, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing this. I said sometimes we get a number of people who want to be in front of the camera, and then I get crickets because, like, I don't want to wake up. I don't want to put makeup on. I don't want to show my space.
Oh, was makeup
I,
required? I don't have makeup on.
no, 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 no. It wasn't, but I do have to go. I have to go to work right after this, and so I had to put makeup on. Otherwise, the guys think I'm a ghost. Anyway, I want to thank you. And is there anything else you'd like to say before you leave?
No, thank you. Keep doing what you're doing. It's fun, and I'm so glad you share it with us. Hi,
You are
Julie.
so, I know, Julie, you guys must know one another.
Mhm.
All right, I will remove you from the camera. I'll stay
Okay,
on for a couple more minutes and talk about your artful journey. But thank
awesome.
you so much, my
Thanks.
dear. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Oh my God, that has to be I don't know. I love this so much. I'm wondering if maybe I shouldn't just be interviewing people for a living, but I will tell you that in doing what I do and sharing what I do, I sit on this side. I don't get to sit with all of you in here. Meeting the members of your artful journey is my favorite thing to do. So we're going to do more of that. I just have to do more of that. It's just it reminds me and just puts me back in the space of where I'm creating from. So if you're interested in joining your artful journey, the doors close tonight at midnight. The cost is $47 a month. If you join for a year, you get 2 free months. What else can I say? If you want to join monthly just to check it out, you have access to the portal. You log into a separate portal. It's not all done through Facebook. Everything is recorded and goes there. You get all the content from day one. So 3 years ago in your artful journey, 1 year ago in mixed media makers, because we're merging those two groups. So if you join for a month and say, this isn't for me, there's no commitment, no hard feelings. What do I do monthly with everybody? Everybody gets new content the first week of the month in their portal. I will go live with morning meditation, which is 20 minutes to jumpstart your creativity. We are carrying on with one live project a month with a Q&A. We're calling that Creative Time Live. And then, of course, every Wednesday, I do a free demo that is open to everybody, and they are able to go and share their projects from the Wednesdays. I love that because people go, where do I share? I'm like, well, we share it in the group. And then any of the challenges that I just did the fall banner art journaling challenge, and that was free to all of my members. So when I do stuff like that, if I do a challenge, one of those $10 challenges, those are free. And of course, the Facebook community, which I have to say over and over and over again, is my safe space. It is the space that I go and create and just talk and see everybody's art. It's where I'm inspired. It's also where I go in and say, what do you want to see next? Because you guys are the ones that have built your artful journey from day one, the founding members. And I keep a running list of what do you want to see? What supplies do you want to use? So that is something that is important to me because guess what? Sometimes the well runs dry and all I have is to go in there, look at my list, and somebody says, I want to see this. And you guys have sprung me forward in my artful journey more than any. And I say it all the time. It's not a race. It's a journey. You could join today having never picked up a paintbrush. There are core videos to guide you to start out with, but you can join with this month's content or, last month's content and start anywhere. You can start anywhere, and then you'll start to build up your art love or, see where it takes you. And again, your artful journey and mixed media makers are now going to be 1, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. So that makes me really happy. I want to thank you guys so much. We are going to be doing more of these Meet the Members. So if any one of you are interested, please contact Anne. Anne is available at, where is she available? support@yourartfuljourney.com. You can also mail any type of questions. Can you teach us how to make the grateful sign? I see you're selling the pieces. Yes, I taught that at right there. I taught this at my retreat. That is something I will look at doing in the future as well. Yes, I do sell wooden surfaces that now I am painting on. I had just added by popular request this weekend. I did do the peace and the joy banner. Those are done and up. I'll give you a link to that. Woo. Sorry, I have a frog in my throat. Well, they're in there. I think I have them under new products too. Let me just hit new so you could see that. I updated things that were new, but Jan might have been sitting on top of that, but the peace and the joy sign are going up. I actually haven't painted my samples yet. Here's this one has like 11 pieces. This is I didn't hook up my other camera. There's a photo of it on my website. The joy one or the peace one has like 21 pieces. Every time I was making this kit, I kept thinking, joy and pain, sunshine and rain. Give it to me, give it to me. Okay. Anyway, there you go. So yes, I will. I'm trying to figure out where I put all of this content that I am creating. And as of right now, I need to go because I have a project for Jelly Arts that is due today and has been sitting here for 2 weeks. So I just spoke with my daughter and put her color combo for her peace sign. Anybody who purchases anything from me is required to send me their art and photos of it so I can share it. Oh, you're so welcome. You're so welcome, everybody. All right. Any other questions for me before I go? The door is closed to your artful journey tonight at midnight Pacific Standard Time. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for even joining me anytime I go live. I am going to go paint something and do something this morning that's going to make my heart and soul sing. I love Jan because she uses the same words I use. Amaze balls. That is a word. I don't know if it's amaze balls or amaze balls. Okay. And to go back to the beginning, Cecilia corrected, gave me the proper, whatever. Oh, Cecilia, I'm looking. Okay, here it is. I'm going to read this because I want to get through this debate. When it's one word, like do something creative every day. When it's one word, it's descriptive adjective, the following word, like everyday people. Everyday people. It means typical. However, I love that sentiment and will order something soon so I can get your grammatically incorrect thank you. It will be a collector item that I will enjoy every day. Cecilia, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. I was going to go in there and make the correction should I be corrected, which I have been corrected. I appreciate it. However, it does say, can I just prove something? This is not my design. Cecilia worded that so perfectly. Okay, I don't want anybody to get mad at me. Okay, look, do something creative every day. Do you see a space? No, that's how that came. That is where I copied that from. So whomever made that on my wall is the one who was grammatically incorrect. It was not me. It's just I followed the grammatically incorrect thing, and I'm kind of at peace with it. So, hold on. Can you still hear me? All right. I love that motto. I have to do that too. So you might want to order soon because I did run a couple of dozen of those. And at the end of the day, they're all wrong. So that's where it came from. That's how I would have wrote it. So thank you, Cecilia. She always gives me that extra pat and that extra gentle love that I needed. But somebody did not give me gentle love. I deleted their comment. I was like, I got like 3 of them. Many were gentle. So in my case, it do something every day. Just one word every day. And by the way, it's free. You could throw it away. Have a wonderful day, everybody. I'll talk to you all soon. Wednesday night, we're live at 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on my Facebook page. Talk to you all soon.